found myself in a bit of a strange place where I didn't know or couldn't rationalise really a lot of my experiences in the army, and I spent way too many hours thinking about it. So I saw the advertisement for this project, and it being art and me being able to connect with art a little bit, I thought I'd put myself forward for it. So I participated as a willing and very eager participant in the whole programme.
The project gave me a space to think about things that I've been through and experienced. It gave me a chance to talk about that, say things out loud, and also from those conversations commit things to paper, whether that be a drawing or notes or just some thoughts, things that I'd maybe hidden away or not allowed myself to think about or hadn't had the opportunity to think about or discuss. And it made me realise there's certain things that I'd experienced that had impacted on me that I hadn't really resolved or start to resolve, so it was really important in that sense.
So the project was about exploring operational bases in Afghanistan and Iraq as places of home, as in where troops live for their deployment. So what we were really interested in looking at is how do they create a sense of home? There's kind of lots of research which has been published on creating a home away from home. So you see images of Camp Bastion and Kandahar, so the main operating bases, where they've got Pizza Huts and KFCs. But what we were really interested in was looking at the smaller bases, so the operating bases, the tactical bases, which didn't have those facilities. So did they create a home away from home, or did home mean something else to them? And that's kind of the aim of this project.
I think just, within art therapy, it's around when you're creating artwork, it connects with the side of the brain that traumatic memories are stored, so it naturally kind of is less intimidating. It enables that processing of traumatic memories.
It was a massive, massive help to me. It was a very supportive environment, understanding, safe, and somewhere where I could just get out what was on my mind at any given time.
At the start, I hoped that other veterans would feel some synergy with what I was talking about or trying to communicate through the artwork. Actually, what happened was more than that. Whilst it will have spoken to some veterans and not others, we're all different. It actually spoke to members of my family that were left behind, were left at home, and to see the impact it had on them as they were going around the exhibition and then asking me questions about it. I got to realise the impact being home and me being away had on them.
It's really kind of validated the work that I do, and that actually it can be enough, and it can also be a stepping stone onto receiving further support. And it's kind of reignited my passion for working with groups of people, because I really saw how, the veterans really bonded with each other and was able to support each other in these emotional experiences and memories that they were sharing, and that mutual connection that they naturally had really came out both in the artwork and the reflection during the sessions.
Some of the work I did was very personal and actually a little bit abstract, but I'd like to think that people that haven't been in that kind of environment may at least get an outsider's look in to it not just being about sand, guns and bangs. There's a lot more to living in that environment than the physicality, and I think that the mental aspect is huge.
Home to me is in a way wherever I am, but in its truest sense, it's my family and my friends, my closest family and friends, so wherever they are. I guess when I was serving in the armed forces, wherever I went to, my family became the people that I was serving with. And they were the closest people to me. They depended on me and I depended on them. So home was wherever I was, and I'd take a bit of home with me, whether it was football shirts or photos. Or you make your own corner of home wherever you go to. And there's bits of any base we deploy to that remind you of home, because they're all kind of set out very similarly. But the core element of home is the people to me.
So my idea of home would be calm, peace and quiet, and I suppose having the people around you that you love, not in terms of professional relationships, obviously, but on a personal level. And although when you're deployed, you've got your oppo's back and they've got yours, it doesn't quite equate to that warm, fuzzy feeling you might get at home.
It feels like they've had their stories heard, and I think that's really important in them being able to process what they've been through and those feelings that come with that.
So Behind the Bastions led to me getting further help from Walking with the Wounded. I've just today had my penultimate CBT session, which has really helped me. I feel a lot less susceptible to people and things that used to have a negative effect on me. I wasn't able to cope with things as well as I thought I could, and I didn't even know that was happening. So Walking with the Wounded had been a massive help. Behind the Bastion led to that, and the sessions I had here with the other veteran Moogs, that was really helpful.
I've taken a great deal out of this. In terms of, I've reacquainted myself with art, and I do it regularly now, just doodling, scribbling and painting. But I think more importantly, it's allowed me to kind of rationalise what has been sat in my brain for way too many years without dealing with it. And it spurred me on to take that further as well. So yeah, I'm in a good place because of it. Yeah, I would like to thank the organisers of the project, and especially the fact that, Imperial War Museum supported it financially. But I would urge anybody that's left the forces and isn't necessarily struggling, but just doesn't feel like they quite fit in or they can add all the pieces together, to get on with it, because it's been a life changer for me, quite literally.
It's just a massive thank you to everyone involved. But the biggest thank you would be to my family, who always supported me whenever I went away throughout my time serving, and always made me feel like wherever I was, I had a home.